Hey, what's good, guys? Let me just get a few things together. Make sure we're good. All right. Yep, we're good. All right. So, bull or bear market, right? What do you do? Well, I can't tell you what to do. So, this is what I'm doing, right? So, just sharing my thoughts, that is all. None of this is advice in any way, shape, or form. This is just what I'm doing moving forward, right? So, bull or bear market. So, alright. So, I've been through several bull and bear markets of crypto. And so I feel maybe I should come back out and say something else, because I still do have a dollar cost average in the crypto. For me, it's $900 a month that I throw in the crypto every single month. For you, it may be $1,000, maybe $5,000 a month that you put in the crypto. I don't know. So I'm only going to go over a few things here to tell you what I'm doing. This is my game plan. Don't follow me. I don't have. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not your attorney, your CPA, any of this, right? So so now, when in doubt, zoom out. So if we zoom out of crypto, and this can go for any crypto, right? Regardless what your favorite coin is, right? So Bitcoin touched 70,000 this market. Is it over? I don't know. Who am I to say? I have no clue. However, if it is over, let me go over some key points with you. Up front, I took profit during this last bull market cycle to do the things that I needed to get done. So I already won, So I took out a good bit out of this bull market to go ahead and, like I said, take care of stuff. However, if we look at, so to preface this, I'm not selling any of my crypto here moving forward. What I am doing is my dollar cost average. I'm still putting that into the exchange, into, say, US dollar coin, USDC, not USDT. I don't like Tether. I haven't liked Tether since a long time ago, for many reasons. Whole other video. So I'm still continuing to put that $900 or $1,000 a month into crypto, but into USDC. And I'm leaving that on the exchange. Here's my reasoning for this. All of my other crypto is in cold storage. So that's all taken off of all exchanges. I'm my own custodian of that. This I'm tacking on the exchange, so that way I can place crazy wild orders out there, right? Because how many times have you heard of a flash crash of Bitcoin, or a flash crash of Ethereum, or a flash crash of several coins, right? So here's what I'm doing. Let's just take the all-time high of Bitcoin. So the all-time high of Bitcoin was 70,000. So in cryptocurrency, there are key numbers you need to pay close attention to. in a Fibonacci retracement cycle. First number is a 0.618 retracement. The second is a 786. I like to go more in between those two at a 0.702. Most places you can't get a 702, so just say 70%, right? So let's take that $70,000 price of Bitcoin as an all-time high, because that's the way I base this off of on each market cycle. So you take the all-time high of Bitcoin at 70,000. So the 618 retracement from 70,000, is $27,300. That's where I would begin placing orders. Like I said, that's just me. Down to the 0.786 retracement from the all-time high would be $15,400. Can you imagine Bitcoin dropping down to $15,400? Because the 786, how long has it been since we hit a 786? How many years? It's been quite a while since we touched the 786 Fibonacci retracement. And these are key numbers in crypto. So next is a 702, which would put Bitcoin at 21,000. So I'm staggering buy orders between the 618 and the 702. So I'm staggering my buy orders in at between 21,000 and 27,000. Because, if it does not touch the 618, it may just dip just a hair over that and drop down to 27. However, a 786 would be $15,400, right? Per Bitcoin. All the way from 70,000. Now, like I said, for me, I'm not selling any of the crypto that I have accumulated over the years. That's all just locked away in cold storage. This is for my dollar cost average moving forward. I'm beginning to stack orders in. And the way that I do this, it's called a limit buy order. So you can do this with limit buys and with limit sells. Once you place that order, those funds must be there in order to cover that position. Now, I do not use leverage whatsoever. I don't believe in leverage. Margin call is not fun, and the slightest little move and it will just destroy you. So I don't suggest that in any way. I've seen good people get ruined with margin. So I don't trade margin. I don't use leverage whatsoever. Okay. So Bitcoin at 70,000. So the 618 is 27,000. The 702 is 21,000. So I'm staggering my orders in now between $21,000 and $27,000 per Bitcoin. Because before this, the previous all-time high was 19,000. And when you study these market cycles don't retract lower than the previous all-time high. It is what I gather. So like I said, just zoom out. So if the previous all-time high was 19,000, I think the 21,000 would fill. I don't think that it's going to drop down to 15,400. Which would be the 786. $15,400 would be the 786 retracement. And this is strictly on Bitcoin. So, play whatever coin the way that you want to. So now with Gemini, my trust is linked to Gemini. So that's why through an institutional account. So I have not been able to do that with Coinbase or any other. So that's why I use Gemini, and I set these buy orders in. However, the other crypto that I have, I can transfer that into a stable coin, move that into KuCoin as well. And I can place those limit buy and limit sell orders there as well on KuCoin for other coins like Digibyte. So let's say that, and I'm not selling my current positions because I could be wrong in this. I could be way wrong in this. I don't know. This could be a shakeout, just to shake everyone a little loose so all these others can buy more, because I believe that's exactly what they're going to do. They're trying to shake out the loose hands to pick up your position and then sell it back to you at a premium. So how do I capitalize on this? This is how. So I try to let the market come to me instead of. Now, like I said, this is not intended for you to change the way that you invest. A dollar cost average over time does extremely well. This is just a way that I like to capitalize on a market. So, like I said, the previous all-time high was 19,000. I doubt we're going to go below 19,000, which is why I'm fine with buying Bitcoin at between 21 and 27,000. So, however, it could pop up with a 786 down to 15.4. I mean, just look at what would happen with Tether, right? So with Tether, in being investigated and everything else, 1-to-1 per dollar, backing it. And now we changed the verbiage to where it's no longer a dollar backing each Tether; it's dollar or dollar equivalent. So basically, you're telling me that not into derivatives. However, you would then have reallocated your hedge into other assets like Evergrande. Just saying. So when the Chinese say, they just forfeited their second payment for Evergrande, or Evergrande just did not make their second payment. So they're defaulting. What is that about to do to the rest of the markets, right? So because it's within the Chinese borders, they can tell every other nation to just go pound sand, which is, I think, exactly what they're going to do. So all of these other funds and everything else are about to go nuts. So could that set off a domino effect? Abso-freaking-lutely. And all of these other funds in equities, I look at equities too. So within equities, all of these different stocks have done their stock buybacks at all of this cheap money by the Federal Reserve. So we've had cheap money for so long. What happens when they raise the rates, which is what they're looking at doing, right? So the Fed just came out hawkish and all of this. So now the rates going up, which of these different companies are going to be able to afford that amount of payment for those loans that they took out in order to buy their stock back at a higher price? Basically making the shareholders or the board, making the board happy. Basically, that's all that they did, which is why the PE ratios don't make a lick of sense, right? So what happens in that scenario? Okay. These same hedge funds, these same financial institutions in crypto who have put a lot of money into crypto, the gains that they have in crypto, right? Well, when they lose so much in equities, they're going to have to cover those positions. What are they going to get rid of? I think they're going to sell off their crypto just to cover those positions. So what is that going to do to the market? I think that these are just different black swan events that have not happened. But yet, since 2008, what has happened, really? We have not fixed the problem. All they did was paper over the problem. So a black swan event can happen at any time. And how much more money was just printed? It's like, really? That's your only tool in the tool chest, right? So when this day of reckoning does happen, whether it's triggered by Evergrande and Tether, or whether it's triggered by the stock market, or could be triggered by the bond market. So the inverse yield curve. Look at the 10-year and the 30-year. So by looking at these markets, like I said, I'm not selling my current position of crypto, just in case I'm wrong. However, moving forward, my dollar cost average going into crypto, I will be placing limit buy orders on the market for what I want to pay for it. Like I said, I'll be staggering buy orders between 27,000 and 21,000 for Bitcoin. That's just me. You do what you want. If you want to take a shot at a 786 retracement, that would give you $15,400 on Bitcoin. So to come out and to say that I'm bearish, I'm short-term bearish. I'm long-term bullish. So I do believe that crypto is the answer to 2008. So that is why I would rather stay ahead of the game of everyone else out here in the world, where all they know is bonds and equities. That's it. So I would rather stay ahead of that and keep my position in crypto. However, moving forward, I will be putting these orders in at a much lower rate. Like I said, you can do this with any crypto, like on KuCoin. You can do this with Elron, EGLD. You can do this with BTC, BCH even. You can do it with LTC. You can do it with Digibyte, DGB. So that's what I intend to do. I plan to set lowball offers on that will remain on the books. Now, I'm not certain how long those orders will remain on the books. You got to do your own research there. So I use Gemini Active Trader, and I'm going to move some funds into KuCoin in order to execute those positions. So when my numbers trigger, they will automatically buy. And I think moving forward, my dollar cost average, this will become my, let's call it a trading bag, right? So I'm going to begin by doing limit buys and limit sells. So that way, I will be able to capitalize on a retracement, whether that's the 618 or the 702. And then moving forward, I'll be able to go ahead and set sell orders in on those same buys. So, or for what I already have in that account. And once those positions fill, I pull those off of the market. I pull those out of the exchange. So, there are many things that can happen. Like I said, Tether, for years, everyone everyone has spoken of Tether. Everyone. And now, more than ever, look how much Tether was recently printed. And how many OGs, real OGs, like way before me. I'm talking like 2011 type guys in Bitcoin. Telling and saying, why don't you just print more Tether so you can rise the price of Bitcoin? Haven't we had enough? And that was during the last bear market. Really? So, this is just a numbers game. That's it. Of course, the long-term goal is a solution to the problem of 2008. But no market goes straight up without some things happening in it. Remember cliff high, alligator teeth? So I think it's going to be really choppy. And I don't know what's moving forward. So there are many other things in the background that I'm looking at, like Cardano and Charles Hoskinson with the SEC, right? And then why is he purchasing so much Ethereum Classic? Does he intend to use that? Excuse me. Does he intend to use that as far as like Ethereum, right? So Ethereum they rewinded the blockchain, which forked Ethereum Classic into Ethereum. So now that Ethereum cannot scale, and of course now, like so many other times, Ethereum 2.0 is postponed. And what will happen there? I'm not sure. But I still ask, what about a Misigo? However, looking at Cardano with Ethereum Classic, would that then be able to onboard those Ethereum projects into Ethereum Classic or Cardano as far as to transfer them over for lower fees and something that can scale? Because we all know that Ethereum Classic has been 51% attacked so many times. So is Cardano the answer to that? Maybe. I also question other things like Digibyte with the DGMV, the Digibyte Metaverse, right? As an ERC20. So are they looking at... Okay, so Digibyte is multilingual. However, with this DGMV, is it to more... And I don't know the answers here to any of this. This is all theoretical, right? So, just thoughts. So, is this going to get the Digibyte blockchain able to converse in Solidity in order to bring on these other projects? Because really, Digibyte does not need Ethereum to write smart contracts. I think most of us know that. So that's another question I have on the DGMV. Is this going to be an Ethereum bridge, a Solidity bridge rather? So to be able to bring these other projects to be able to code and to be implemented on another blockchain, which will be at such much lower transaction fees, with something that can scale. I think that would be beneficial. I hope that is what they are after. So I still have many questions on the DGMV, all of this stuff that's going on with the metaverse. I don't know enough about it. That's why I say that these are only thoughts that I have moving forward. So, what's about to happen? Bull or a bear? There are many people calling for a bear since Bitcoin broke the level at $53,000. Many people are calling for a bear cycle now. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, neither do you. Looking at charts. By looking at the charts, like I said, I'm not selling my current position of any crypto. However, looking at the 618, the 786, which has been years since we've hit the 786, and a 702 is a good medium ground. So that's what I think I will be doing right now. Because when you look at your dollar cost average over time, right? So let's just say, keep the numbers easy. So let's say $1,000 a month going into crypto. After 6 months, excuse me. After 6 months, that's $6,000 sitting on the sidelines in limit buy orders, right? Which, let's say that the price begins to dip down. Let's say Digibyte, okay? Currently, let's say it was at 3.5 cents, very recently. Now it's down to 3 cents, right? So let's say I want to stack orders on KuCoin. And let's say I want to, in order to capitalize, in order to acquire more coins over time, because I believe that the price is going to go way higher than what it currently is, and way higher than its previous all-time high. So what I'm doing is, in order to acquire more coins, instead of my dollar cost average going in right now and then writing it down each month, I'm putting these lowball orders in, just in case of a flash crash, or in case of after 6 months, my $6,000 that's sitting on the sidelines waiting on these orders suddenly fills. Whereas if I would have purchased month after month after month, I would not have the same amount of coins as if I put these lowball orders in, just letting those funds sit on the side. So basically, instead of me buying $6,000 worth today, it would be like me buying $12,000 worth 6 months from now at today's prices. That's the math. It's just math. So I hope this answers a few questions for a few people. So don't be afeared. It's just math. And I trust cryptocurrency much more than I trust any other market, even though I do know other things go on. But at the same time, I would rather be in front of the rest of the population who's sitting on who owns no crypto. I would rather hold my position now. And then my dollar cost average moving forward, I'll begin putting lowball offers in until they begin to fill, to acquire more. Because when that mad dash of the rest of the population catches up to what you and what I know, right? And they figure out that it cannot be controlled, that it's another system. Again, why do you think all of these major corporations have dropped hundreds of millions of dollars into crypto? You think they know something you don't? Yup. So anyway, like I said, I hope this helps you figure out your numbers. Figure out your numbers that you want to buy and where you want to sell. And be realistic. So don't to ride a coin all the way. Like, just say my theta, right? The theta that I bought at 13 cents and again at 8 cents. To ride it all the way to $16. And you want me to still drop $1,000 a month into that? No. I took my profits and I diversified. I still hold a good bit of theta. So you just have to figure out what works for you. And this is what has worked for me. So with that, y'all be cool. Later.